What if I could show you how you can save a lot of time getting your journals entry in the Notion without doing basically any typing? Listen, you guys know I have been raving like crazy over my favorite app, which is called Wispr. Wispr, if you haven't heard me talk about it before, is an application that allows you to basically dictate into your phone, and it will take the things that you say, format it in a nice way, and put it in whatever app you use. Now, of course, I could just open up Notion on my phone and also open up Wispr and directly dictate into Notion. But I think this way is going to be a little bit better because I'm going to bring in Claude to clean this up a little bit and make the journal entries even better. And I'm going to show you what I mean in just a second. Now, this is not my original idea. I was looking for a way to do this, and I was thinking about using Apple shortcuts and some other different things that I could use to automate this. And I found an article by a brother named Matt Shelton, which I will link in the description. And he has a slightly different approach. I just modified it to make it as easy as possible so I can show you in this here Notion November, because most of the people that are riding dirty with me in Notion November are relatively new to Notion, so I didn't want to make it too complicated. But I can always go back and add it because Claude knows how to edit the dang databases. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Now I'm going to walk you through what I did, and then I'll do it again so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's jump over in the Notion real quick. And here we are. So on this side is my homie Claude. And basically what I told it to do is I said, add this new voice entry into my dashboard database within Notion. And I gave it a link to a database. I don't really know if I need to do that or not, but I figure if I did it once, it will set the tone and I won't have to do that anymore because you don't want to have to remember what the link to the database is. And I said, date this entry and fill in a new page with a cleanup summary. And in the body, pick out, this period was unnecessary. It was a new summary in the body. Pick out any themes and add them as tags. Then I just said what I had to say. And then Claude said, the user wants me to, and it had, what its instructions were. That's irrelevant. So it went in, it synthesized the summary, extracted the themes, and crafted a new database entry. And it says, perfect, I can see your dashboard structure. And I got a warning triangle here that basically stated I didn't have a tags property. It was I called it themes. I should have said tags, but anyway, it figured out that was missing. So it went and added the tag to the property, and it says, here's what it did. I created a new entry, testing Wispr to Notion, voice journal integration, dated it today's date, and it added some tags, testing, automation, voice notes, Wispr journal, workflow, work, YouTube, and travel, right? Then it gave a summary of the content. I cleaned up your voice note and structured each section of the summary with key objectives, workflow, benefits, and expected outcomes, right? And then it gave you some more things that it could do. And this is just really, really cool. So now you could go and see what the new entry is. So let me click on the Notion side and you see we got Notion November here, but this is my dashboard. This is just a rough thing I made a couple days ago to show you guys how this works. And if I click on this open page, you can see, here's my notes. It's testing out the workflow. These were my key objectives. Here are my work benefits. And then here's my expected outcomes. So now that we know that that's working, look at what it did with the tags. It added the testing, the automation, voice notes, Wispr journal, workflow, work, YouTube, and travel. This is incredible. This is incredible. So even if I have a crazy idea for a video, but I haven't thought it all the way through, I can quickly capture that idea and get back to business. So now what I want to do is I want to get my prompt, and I'm going to add my prompt as a sort of quick entry to Wispr later. But for right now, I want to go ahead and create a brand new chat. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to say New Conversation. And then in the new conversation, I'm going to paste that same chat in, and then I'm going to get rid of the link because I don't know if we need it anymore because I've already taught it once. Matter of fact, it may have never needed it. Okay, within Notion. Okay, I'm going to put a period and then say date this entry and fill it in with all of the appropriate, themes and tags. Okay, so we're there. Now I'm just going to hit, Shift Enter a couple times to make some space. I'm going to press my Wispr key and I'm going to dictate to Notion what I think this should be about. Today was Sunday, and oh my God, what a good day. I had the opportunity to sit down and do a review of the things I got planned for next week. This next week should be good. It's kind of funny knowing that I got about 3 weeks before my trip to Osaka and Kyoto, how much work I have to do, but I'm in a good mood about this. I Tomorrow is going to be an excellent day as I have an opportunity to go and talk to my therapist, as I am enjoying learning more about myself, going through my journey with understanding and discovering my ADHD. It was a little weird at first getting connected to my ADHD and understanding that the things that were going on in my head all of these times that I thought were either normal and in some cases abnormal are relatively on point with the diagnosis. So this has been super interesting to get involved and sort of see the things that are going on, but I am excited about this. I did get an opportunity to get a little exercise in today, and most of the day, other than doing my review, was spent watching my Raiders lose, which was absolutely terrible, and then spending time with the family, enjoying a good Japanese curry. Remind me to share our curry recipe with the members of my community. The last thing I want to add is I have a bunch more videos to make this week, so make sure that I add a calendar entry to go in and put in some of my video ideas for what's coming up. But the key element is live streaming, and the greatest thing I saw today was Mr. Camera Junkie took my advice and did a live stream about himself creating something inside FreeCAD. I believe that's the right thing. Now it's time to get some rest as soon as I finish recording this video. Okay, so we're going to let Wispr Flow handle that translation, and then I'm going to go ahead and press the button and hope that Claude can carry on. While it's thinking, let me get rid of this page so we can see the entry when it pops up over here. We're going to let it go. So it's thinking. I should turn off the overthinking method on Claude for this because it's using more Claude credit than I needed to for this. This is a very simple process. It doesn't require deep thinking. So I think if you're doing this using Claude, you can turn off the deep think so it doesn't waste too much of your credits. I also haven't tried this with ChatGPT yet, but I will try it later on. Maybe I'll make a video about doing it with ChatGPT as well, because this would probably work with ChatGPT. I just find that when Claude is writing things to Notion, Claude does a better job. Last but not least, if you look down here in the bottom of this page, there is a little AI guide. I am absolutely positive that I could use the Notion AI to do the exact same thing due to the fact that it's already in Notion, but I thought I'd show you the Claude way just in case you don't have Notion AI. But as you can see, if I were to click on this auto guy, Claude is right here. They've also added Gemini 3 Pro, which will probably also work. I haven't tested Gemini writing to Notion in a minute, but it's thinking through. Oh, sorry, I messed up. It was sitting here waiting for me. So now that I know this works, instead of doing allow once, I'm gonna just go ahead and say always allow so we never have to do that again. And it's probably gonna ask me one more time just because it's adding tags to this database, but we'll go ahead and let this do its thing. And then I'm gonna go ahead and say always allow. You have to do that the first time. And I purposely didn't always allow it when I did it the first time I was testing this because I wanted to be able to show you that that question was going to come up. And all the time I'm over here thinking Claude was taking a long time. It was waiting for me to answer it. All right, so it's doing its thing. Come on, Claude, handle your business, girl. Handle your business. Boom, found your database. It's creating a page. I love the fact that these guys now show you what they're doing instead of just doing it in the background. I think if you pay attention to the type of things it does, it helps you figure it out. Now look, hands off, over here, it's already made the page. It says Sunday reflection. Oh my God, I've been hanging out with Paul. I just said Sunday. I realized that I don't have a view to see my tags, but maybe I can add that. So, dun, 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 dun. Do I want to add tags? Oh, maybe it's a visibility thing. Let me add this. I want to see if I can see tags. Oh, yep. Let me add tags. There we go. Now we can see them. Haha. I didn't need to add another situation. It was already there. But let's go ahead and open this up. Move this guy out the way. Let's do a full peek so you can see. And there it is. My Sunday reflection for today. There's my overview. There's my personal growth and therapy conversation. My work and content creation information so I never miss what I'm working on. Told myself I got some exercise today. Now later on, without me doing any work, I'm going to have Claude add a couple more tags to this to add things like, my meal tracker and my exercise tracker, my Apple rings, whatever. I can add that here as well. But it talk about a little bit about my personal time, and then there's some other entries. Another thing that I might do is maybe I'll have it keep the original Wispr Flow transcription down here in the bottom. Don't want to do that. I could go to Wispr Flow and I can copy my transcription, but I might even tell it to include my original transcription down here in the bottom, just so in case I want to dig deeper and sort of see what I said before Claude went and Clauded it up. But what a crazy cool trick. I think this is absolutely incredible. So there it is. It's super easy, Notion November type of situation. And look, even if you hadn't built that database, I've already done so, but it's very easy to do. And if you have Claude, you could ask Claude to make it for you, no problem. And all it is literally text fields, a date, and a place to put some text. There's not a complicated database. It's super easy. I actually made a video when I did it. I'll link it up here somewhere. But what a fantastic way to get things out of your head whenever you got to do it. And now I can have it integrated. In fact, they just added Claude Voice to the phone. So I'm even going to be able to press a button and phone and just like, hey, Claude, why don't you add this sucker to my Notion? So how cool is that? I don't know who needed to hear this, but if it was you, let me know in the comment section below. If you have any questions whatsoever, drop that down in the comment section below. If you try this and it works out, let me know how it worked for you. Anybody who tries either Gemini or ChatGPT before I get around to it, holla at your mans in the comment. I would love to know that as well. Notion November, I'm still hammering it. I know I had to do a bunch of product videos and reviews in the last couple of days, but I've been in Notion every day getting better at this sucker. And I'm not quite at 50% yet, but you know what? I still got 7 more days to go. Actually, is it 8? 30 days has November. Okay, yeah, I got 7 more days to go. Right about now, the algorithm is going to show you another video I think you should watch, and I agree with him.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk.